All right. Oh, sheesh. All right, Boruto episode 176, y'all. And let me just say, like, episodes like these are ones that I fuck with these. Oh, shit, I keep cussing. Oh, well. Oh, well. But, like, when it comes to, like, manga chapters, episodes like these, when they're in, like, the comic form, I really like. Like, I like informational dump chapters. And when it comes to the anime, I like the action-packed ones. But this one was good. This one was good. And you already know how I do my reviews, y'all. It basically goes upon the sequence of events, the rollout of the episode. So I have like today it's 1 through 9, only 9 points today. It was like I said, it was more of a push the story along type of episode, and it was still good. But how I roll out my little plot points is basically how the episode rolls out. This is just the things that came across my mind, all right? So with the very first thing, y'all, and it's like I said, it's lighthearted. So like all I really got for the point number one is Lady Tsunade. She still looks good, and we know she uses her jutsu. But it's like I fuck with it, dog. Like she's still cute to me. I know she's like 100,000 years old and whatnot. But you know, it's just some little light because they popped up. You know, they had the little conversation. They had to, you know, have the previous Kage in the room, let them know what the situation was, what popped off on the last mission. My nigga Sai. One thing that I do like about this whole little scenario is like how we had the whole thing popping off with Mujino, Team 7, Deepa, Victor. The whole time, Sai and the Anbu was there. So I know they didn't really get into their storyline and all that, but I still like the way they do it because they're the Anbu, bro. They're like the fucking spies. They're like Rainbow Six in that bitch. So like them being there and no one really even noticing, I think that was a nice touch. It's not like some random all of a sudden they were there. No, I like that. I like that. But number two, so on this scroll that Sai finds, he pulls out this thing and says, hey, look, we found this in Victor's secret room. And there's karma signs, right? There's these like little, there's 7 of them, right? Which makes me believe, how many vessels are there? Because right now I don't want to say nothing because it's, you know, this is manga talk. But like, do you guys believe that there's a possibility that there's more than just these people that we know currently with karma? I mean, we know there's other people too, but like, is there people that we haven't seen yet? You know, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Is there going to be more motherfucking crazy ass battles that we have not yet to see via manga or, well, of course, anime? But the fact that there's that many, because some of them look recognizable. Some of them look like, all right, I seen that on so-and-so's body part there, and I've seen that one on someone else's body part there. But like, it makes me wonder, will we have more motherfuckers, or is it just gonna be like the main, you know, people? Anyway, you know, I don't want to spoil nothing for my niggas. Number 3. So this goes back to my point where I said about Sai. Kakashi pretty much comes to the conclusion like, oh, so they know about Momoshiki and all that? We've been watched the whole time, because Sai pretty much says the information that he extracted with the Anbu. They mentioned the Momoshiki battle. They mentioned little things. And they even recall back when he was in the Hidden Rain with Sasuke, like back when the fucking Kara arc first started, which I feel kind of bad because that's how I got my boy Omar to start watching this shit. I was like, yo, dog, it's one to fucking pick up, my nigga. And that was like 2 months ago. So it makes me realize how long this arc has been. It's not been a bad arc, but it's making me appreciate the detail that they're adding within the story. Because if you read the manga, it's pretty much like the highlights. It's like, if you read the manga, it's almost as if you're just reading spoilers of the plot points, but the plot points are just so good that you're like, all right, fuck, what's chapter 53, chapter 54? Like, you want to keep reading this shit, even though it's just like all the highlights. Whereas the anime is filling in the gaps, they're showing you like the relationship. And we'll get to that very last point, as like a perfect example of that. Like, I would say the anime is the complete version of the story. The manga is just the hype points of the story. There's absolutely no filler. So, like, y'all niggas need to stop with that bullshit talking about filler episodes and da. This is not canon. All this shit is canon, dog. Stop hating. Scene 4, or point 4. Now, we getting back into my lightheartedness, bruh. So, all my niggas know, I love the Tsuchikage, and Hanabi is my baby. So they got these hoes in the same room, and I don't mean to call them hoes, but they got these women in the same room, and this is at the point where the Hokage, he's pretty much saying like he's sent people to all the hidden cloud or all the hidden villages to let them know that, yo, this is this organization that's popping off, my nigga, and they're probably infiltrating all you niggas. Because like I said, Sai was talking about the outers. They're finally deconstructing what they believe their threat is. And they're realizing that, oh shit, bruh, we might have to fuck with these niggas. Like, they're contemplating shutting down the borders and shit and whatnot. Should we let motherfuckers in? I mean, we got these young niggas, they come in and do graffiti. They be disrespecting the Hidden Leaf on some gangbanging shit. And all that shit. But yeah, man, we got the Tsuchikage and we got Hanabi in the same fucking room. The baddest bitches in the fucking game. My friend, he likes Tamari. She cool, but Hanabi, come on, dog. Tsuchikage, I think I like dark-haired women. I think that's what it is. Episode, or point 5, I mean. Now, if you're a manga reader, this was probably like a little subtle, what's it called, like an Easter egg type thing. Because they're saying, we live in a time where, and this is Lady Tsunade talking, she's like, we live in a time where pretty much it's easy to, like, anyone could come and visit us. Like, this is not back in the days where you needed a certain pass, you had to have a certain status to come within or without the village. You needed an invitation pretty much. And she was saying, like, it's easy for enemies to come in just as easy as it is the civilians. They could even come in on the Thunder Train or something. So if you got that, like, it was like a little subtle reference to what's to come. No spoilers, but, you know, she was pretty much saying, like, they could come in on a train, via train, by the nigga. And point 6 lets you know more of the softness of the universe where we currently are in Konohamaru, or not Konohamaru, but, like, fucking the Hidden Leaf Village. Konohamaru is soft, that's all I had to say. But, like, the Hidden Leaf Village, in all villages, that is, they were pretty, like, they had, like, Naruto went out and was talking to these security guards. This is him contemplating whether or not he's gonna shut down. He needed a day to decide. And the security guards working there, they're pretty much saying, like, yeah, bro, yeah, we check people out over there. And then he kind of let out too much information. He was pretty much saying, like, dog, honestly, bro, we don't really be doing shit. And he didn't say it in those exact words, but he gave the impression that the security, those guys standing in the front, they pretty much don't expect anything bad to even happen, even after the whole Momoshiki shit. Like, that just goes to show you, like, shit happens so far in between each other. Like, it's like that Momoshiki shit was, like, almost rare. Like, that was, like, fucking rare. Like, oh, okay, some motherfucker shut it down at the motherfucking exams. But other than that, shit ain't popped off in, like, 15 years, my nigga. We cool, we straight. We basically come in, we half-ass look at the motherfucking IDs of these people, and we don't even have, we're understaffed, bro. We don't give a fuck. So they were just letting you know, like, the urgency's not really there. No one expects to come through, get attacked. Like, shit's been so peaceful for so long. We just all friends at this point. And at point 7, now this was a twist. So my whole thing, because we were getting into Denki's experiment, right? So I was thinking, okay, so the Hokage, he's gonna shut down the village, because even the previous, like the preview at the end of the last episode, it made it seem like shit was gonna get real, like shit was shutting down. They had that intense music. It felt like motherfuckers was running around and scattering. And I thought the Hokage was gonna come to a decision to shut down the border, because Denki's experiment would allow, like, the Hokages to all communicate with each other through, like damn near telephones and shit. So I thought with that, like, you know, with that going off, I was like, okay, all right, so they're going to shut it down and they'll still have communication. However, his experiment wasn't totally 100% successful. It was a success, but he still has to tweak it a little bit. And rather than saying, all right, this is proof enough that we could shut down, the Hokage was like, you know what, we need each other, we need to communicate. Look how happy these kids were. If we he was like, basically, the chakra and all that shit, it was made for us to connect to one another, and to lose that connection would be like strangling ourselves. So we ain't gonna shut shit down, my nigga. Shikamaru was looking at him like, yo, bro, you serious, my nigga? Because Shikamaru, he seems like he's a cutthroat beast. And Naruto Explained had said, like, if you read his novels, that he's like real hardcore. Like, the show doesn't really show him to be that much. He definitely looks more like you know, like Naruto would be the good cop, Shikamaru would be the bad cop. Like, he looks like he's ready to get up in a nigga, pause, like, but he'd get up in a nigga ass if he had to. But I was surprised by the decision. Personally, I was surprised, because I thought, like, it would, like I said, the experiment would give him reason to shut down the village, and they would still have a way to communicate to others. As far as, well, fuck, I had a point, I kind of forgot about the shit. But on to point 8, I don't want to say his name, but we had, like, an interaction with Victor and another man who, his voice acting was dope. Like, the nigga was coming through, had his legs crossed and shit, still fucking drippy, had the hood over his face, and was kind of like second guessing Victor's motives, right? Victor was giving them like, oh, Deepa, this was all Deepa, blah, blah, blah. Just because Deepa's, he can't speak for himself. We're assuming that he's dead as well. I'm pretty sure he's dead. There's theories that he's still alive. I think he's dead because Victor's pretty much blaming him for everything that's popping off. I'm not gonna say his name, the hooded man. He was like, fuck you, bitch. You lying to me, my nigga. It's funny. Only a fool would try to, cross me, basically. He was like, he's basically saying shit indirectly to Victor. And is like, he's letting us know that, hey, bro, I don't believe this motherfucker. But Victor, he still thinks he could scheme some shit. And we see at the end Victor's alternative motives. If you read the manga, we don't really know shit about Victor. All we know is he popped up and then he, But like he was just there, bro. Like he seems like a bitch in the manga. He's just like a bitch boy. He's like, he might as well be a fucking janitor. But in the anime, they get real into his character, and they add more layers to him. So now he seems like this weasel. He seems like this genius. He seems like this, motherfucker took down Konohamaru and Mujino by himself. And he just seems like he's just like a nigga that motherfuckers can't fuck with. And he's even got it in his mind that he could turn against someone else. Woo! But I'm kind of, it's weird because if you look at him, it's like, is he like in a situation with like how Pain was? How Pain was kind of like in a room and he could control other like paths of pain while being in this like vegetable type state. Because it seems as if Victor himself, it would make sense his association with the Kara organization, like maybe he's really fucking crippled and like through these other beings he could kind of exist. Because there's another theory, like that wasn't him that got ate. We clearly know that was a clone, right? But it was kind of weird to see him like in a fucking wheelchair and shit. Like he was like fucked up. Like he had fucking IV drip and shit. And if you read the manga, you would see that maybe, I don't know, bro. Like, did he get injured in a fight or some shit? I'm not really too sure. But I don't know. Like, is he a cripple? Is he extremely crippled? I'm not too sure. That's a question for y'all. Like, what do y'all think about Victor? Is he like a nigga who's just straight fucked up, and every time we've seen him in action, it hasn't necessarily been him? That's my main point. That's my last point. I'm gonna end with that, my niggas. Happy Sunday, y'all. Shout out to all my Boruto creators. Shout out to all the real niggas. And that's just for the streets, bro. Like, shout out to all my real niggas in these streets. Peace.